Hey guys, thank you for hopping on. It is 8 o'clock, so we're gonna get started in just a second. Hi everyone. I'm just gonna make sure that there's something special I need to do to hit record. I don't think there is. I think it kind of just saves it to my YouTube channel, so it should be good. But I'm gonna give everyone just another second to hop on and we'll get started. Our call is going to be super quick, super basic. I just want to talk about creating systems because I have found that these just like small little tips have made such a difference in just how much work I get done in so much shorter amounts of time. So I kind of thought that just with it being summer and everyone being so busy that I know any tips I can get on how to make my time more effective and my invites more effective and just everything just more and more, just like more and less time. I love hearing those tips. So I thought that what a perfect time to talk about that. So let's see, it's 8:01. I'm going to wait like another minute or two. But I'm going to share my screen while I am waiting for everyone to hop on. So, and then I'll check the page too to make sure that there is nothing crazy going on and people can see me and hear me and life is good. So I'm going to get the PowerPoint up and I'm going to check the page to make sure that nothing crazy is going on and then we'll get started. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, okay. Everyone can hear me and see me and it sounds great and looks, okay, awesome. Whew. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa Breslin. I'm one of the co-founders of the Renegade Society. I will be a coach for 4 years next month. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I cannot even. I love what I do. I'm obsessed with this business. I'm obsessed with our team and just everything Beachbody. So I'm so excited to be here. And I'm so excited to be talking about creating systems. This is something that I love finding ways to be more efficient and to make my time just like more valuable and everything that I'm doing just like count more and more. So I'm really excited to talk about this. I have a few little tips that have really helped me. And so I hope it helps you guys and we're going to go ahead and get started. So tonight we are going to talk about, hang on guys, I'm going to put my dog upstairs real quick. Come on guys. Okay, so tonight we are going to talk about these 5 bullet points. So first and foremost, tracking with Asana. I don't know if you guys have heard of Asana yet. It is free to use. It's amazing. It has totally changed my business and my power hours and my power pocket. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about utilizing your Instagram stories to invite to challenges and coaching so that when you're having your conversations, you're making them count. It doesn't feel like it's out of the blue and you aren't getting met with the message of, I really support you, you're really encouraging, you're really inspiring, but I don't really get what you do. Because honestly, I had that for so long. And to me, I was like, what do you mean you don't get what I do? Like, it's so obvious. But it wasn't to other people because I wasn't really communicating in person what I was messaging. So there was a disconnect there. And then we're also going to talk about how to invite 30 to 60 people genuinely in one day. It sounds like ludicrous and like, oh my God, I'd have to work for like 10 hours, but trust me, you don't. And speaking of hours, this is all something that can be done in 2 hours or less. Actually, I mean, I would dare to say you could do it in an hour or less if you are super focused, but it's tough because we love what we do and it's really hard to only work for 2 hours a day. So when I say that with asterisks, I mean that like, I get it. Like we can get all this stuff done in a short amount of time, but it's really tough to stop because we love what we're doing so much. So I'm going to get started. So, okay, you guys, Asana is completely free to use. It is asana.com, ASANA. And basically, it's going to help you just track everything that you're doing. It's going to give you it categorizes everything by projects, tasks, and due dates. So what I do is under all of my tasks, I have my current groups, my upcoming groups, my current conversations, and my list of people that I'm networking with and building relationships with. So my first impressions are my first project that I have each month. So I will have a category that says first impressions, and I break it down by week. And these are people that I've just met or that I'm just reconnecting with. And I'm going to keep the conversations with each person super, super simple. I'll send something like, hey, name, I love the positive vibes on your page. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. And I'll insert some cute emojis. That's it. I'm not going to go into, hey, blah, blah, blah. It looks like you're traveling a lot. It looks like you have a dog. It looks like you have kids. Like, to me, that doesn't come naturally. And so the people I attract aren't going to take that naturally. So you really have to know yourself. If you are someone who is very, very like that comes easy to you and you don't seem awkward, then I'm not saying don't do that. But I know for me, I'm someone who's a little more, I guess, a person of few words when I'm just meeting someone. So I like to keep my messages really super short and sweet. And then I'm going to set a due date for 3 to 4 days from that initial conversation. And I'm going to name that project my second impression, which is basically your second conversation, your second kind of interaction on their page. So if you're going to go like and comment, you're going to set that due date for 3 to 4 days from your initial impression. So this is when I'm going to get a little bit more, I guess, involved with their page, and I'm going to scroll just a tiny bit because I really noticed that a big time, I don't want to say not time constraint, but something that I was really spending a lot of time with was scrolling through all these different pages looking for things to comment on. And when you're trying to message 30 to 60 people a day and you're scrolling their page looking for all of these different things to comment on, that can really use up your time. And when you only have so much time to work on your business each day, that it's really, really important to just make your conversations count. So for those second impressions, I'm just going to find like the second or third post that they've done. Like, I'm not going to scroll through their page like for hours. I'm just going to go to like a recent post, comment, say, hey, I love your outfit. Where's it from? Like, I like to follow like girls with similar styles as I have. So I'll be like, hey, where did you get that romper? It's super cute. Is it from a boutique or whatever? Something that is, again, super short and sweet. It's nothing that's too over the top, but it's something that comes organically. And then from that second impression, I'm going to set a due date for 1 week, because I know that between that conversation and the next week to come, I'm going to put some amazing content out there that's going to publicly form them so that they know what I'm about. It's all of those public posts where you're talking about your challenge groups, where you're talking about coaching, where you're talking about your lifestyle. That's a way to publicly form them so that they know without a doubt what you are about. And you're going to use the exact same language in your invites that you're going to use on your Instagram stories and your posts. So if I'm going to say, girl, I need simple in my posts, I'm going to talk about that on my Instagram stories, about how I create simplicity in my life. And then after that 1 week passes, I'm going to know that I can confidently invite those people to either join a challenge group or learn about the business. Okay, so like I said, utilize your Instagram stories for inviting. Your Instagram page or your Facebook wall, I like to think of it as my storefront. And I want my message to be so consistent that people understand without a shadow of a doubt what I do. Obviously, you don't want to be too obvious. You don't want to have a bunch of stock photos. You don't want to have pictures of you kissing your shake because that's weird. No one really does that. You don't want to use a bunch of product names. I mean, obviously, keep it real and keep it you, but you want your page to be consistent. So the things that you write about in your bio, let's say fitness, food, family, fashion, all of those consistencies have to be on your page so that people get what you're about. There's no inconsistency. But on your Instagram stories, that is like an inside look into your life, into your groups, and into coaching, so that people can see kind of the background of this polished version of you. And what I've just learned about that I'm really, really loving is don't cloud your stories with nothing but print. And I was super guilty of this up until 6 months ago, because I would always I would always use my stories, but I would only have prints in there. I would never have a video of me talking. I would like very rarely post workout videos because honestly, I just like never could get the right lighting. And I would just be like, oh, whatever. I don't need to do that. It's fine. But honestly, if people can see you, they can hear your voice, they can see how excited and how passionate you are, and they can hear what you're saying out loud versus just in a message. And again, that's where really just using that same language and those same words and verbiage is going to make such a bigger impression on them. It's really, really, really going to come full circle to them. So again, your invites are going to be so much more natural and organic. People aren't going to be like, wait, what? I have no idea what you're talking about. So after I do my live videos on Instagram, so I'm not necessarily going live, but I'm going, and I think it's, hang on, let me go into Instagram because I think it's hands-free. So if you go into your Instagram stories and you, let's see, click add, and then you're going to scroll to the right from normal, and you'll see where it says hands-free. And then when you press record, I think it's like 15 to 20 seconds where you can speak. And it's not an Instagram live, but you can kind of do like little story swipes of like little clips of, let's say you're going to talk about a challenge group. So you're going to click hands-free, ready, set, go. You're going to talk for a few seconds. And then once that is done, you're going to click add, and then you're going to kind of keep going. So there'll be like 3 to 4 little clips of you talking about your groups or about coaching or sharing a success story, sharing your vision, sharing where you started, where you're going, what your vision is for it. And I do that 3 to 4 times per week. And I have noticed such a difference in the responses of my messages. When I can go live and talk about like just whatever is going on that week, whatever I'm inviting to, people are so much more receptive. So many people are like, yep, send me the link. That sounds great. Versus when I was only just posting prints or pictures on my stories, I wasn't kind of getting the same kind of feedback from people. So after that video, the next story that you post is going to be kind of a recap. So I'll do 3 to 4 clips talking about a challenge group, and then I'll recap saying, okay, we're going to support each other and hold each other accountable for X amount of days. There are no foods off limits. Wine and treats are included, especially if you're trying to promote 2B mindset. If you're kind of directing it towards Lift 4 or whatever, you'll talk about how we're going to work out for 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week. We're going to have 3 rest days, whatever, just to kind of recap what you said in your video. And then the next story after that, I love to share a few before and afters. And it's really important to have it be from people that you are either your coaches or your challengers, or, if you're in a big challenge group, you can obviously with permission from the person, you can share, other people's results and stuff like that. And it's just showing that credibility of, here's me talking about this, here's what this is, and look at what it's doing for other people. It's not just me. I'm not alone in this. We're all together in this big, wonderful, amazing support group, and everyone is seeing results. And all it takes is just saying yes. And then that final story is going to be just something kind of cheeky and fun, where I'll just say, when is your turn? And then I'll set a poll of, yes, I'm in, with a little emoji waving, or let's do this with 2 emojis waving. You never want to give them like a yes or no, because you're going to have some jerk who's going to say no, and then it's going to bum you out. So just do a yes or hell yes or something like that. That's fun. That gives people something to vote on. That means I'm in. Okay, I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Okay, so making your conversations count. This is so huge because honestly, this is what took me the longest. I was trying to play 20 questions with every single person that I was talking to. And again, like I said, that's just not something that comes natural to me. That's not, what I do the minute I meet someone. I don't immediately, when I meet someone like at like happy hour, sit down and say, oh my God, nice to meet you. Where do you live? Where did you get your outfit? What kind of dog do you have? Are you married? Blah, blah, blah. It'd be like, whoa, we just met. So don't feel, I guess, like you have to, because there's the forming formula of, family, occupation, whatever. You don't have to ask all that in one like sitting. And that was really tough because it takes a long time. And I'm not saying by any means to not build that relationship, but you just don't have to feel that pressure to, ask them a million different questions to try and get to know them off the bat. And again, the more you publicly talk and post using the same wording that you're using in your personal invites, this is going to help people understand so much more what you're all about. And just keep those conversations short and sweet. Hey girl, I'm sending some happy vibes your way. I hope you're smiling and enjoying your Wednesday. Done. That's it. And honestly, I get the best response from that message because everyone is just like, hey, thanks. That's really nice. I hope you're having a great day too. It's not anything that feels pushy or threatening or whatever. It's just sincere. Hey, I hope you're smiling today. Sending some happy vibes your way. And of course, make it sound like you. If you'd never said it in person, then obviously don't say it in your messages. But again, publicly forming them allows them to know if they vibe with you, and then they won't be surprised when you send them an invite because they already know what you're about. And if they are liking on your posts and they're following your Instagram stories, they're obviously interested. They would not sit through, at least for me, the 20 stories that I do every day if they didn't have some sort of interest in what I was promoting. And again, just using consistent content. Just your Instagram stories are your life, but then your page is your storefront. So the more that they can get to know you in your stories, but really see your like picture perfect brand on your page, the more that there's going to be that familiarity with you. And as far as content goes, like picture perfect doesn't mean like picturesque. I'm not saying that like you have to invest all of this money in like the perfect graphics, the perfect content, whatever. It's just whatever feels right to you, and just really speak to your stage of life. And there are tons and tons of great YouTube videos on how to create great content. And I watch these daily because I'm always getting advice and, ideas and, just little ways of wording things from other coaches. Some coaches that I've been really following ever since Summit are Ashley Feldason. I love her. She's so good. A lot of my tips that I'm talking about, actually, like I learned from her and they're working so well for me. So really follow her and she can probably explain it a little more in depth. Haley Christian is amazing at like everything Instagram stories. Like that girl is, I swear, like she has like a secret, like master's degree in Instagram stories. Like it's nuts. And then obviously Bonnie Ingalls is so incredible when it comes to social media. And she did a great talk at Summit. So if you weren't able to see it, definitely go on YouTube. It's so worth watching. And then I just aim to send 25 to 30 messages each day. And this is so easy if you just go through Instagram stories, because you can honestly just comment like, hey, that looks fun. Oh my gosh, that view is beautiful. Your dog is adorable, blah, blah, blah. But it's not in a direct message. So it doesn't seem out of the blue. Like you literally watched their story. They posted it. They wanted you to see it versus like scrolling down their page like 6 weeks ago and being like, oh my God, love your outfit. And they're like, wait, what? Come on in. Thought I heard a knock. I think my husband's knocking. Babe. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. Are you trying to get in? Okay. I don't know. He's outside. He's working on something. Okay. So again, using Instagram stories are super awesome for sending those messages, because again, it's something that they put out because with the intention of people seeing. It's not like, oh yeah, I posted this 2 months ago and it's kind of weird that you like scroll through all my pictures, you get it. And then again, like I talked about before, just tracking on Asana and each conversation that you're having, whether it's a first impression, second impression, whatever it is, setting that in Asana and tracking it. And then you can also, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but you can set a due date. And so you just set, okay, I'm going to have this first conversation with this person in 3 to 4 days. I'm going to message them again. And then in a week from now, I'm going to send them an invite. So that really helps it go really fast. I noticed when I was tracking on a notebook and I was kind of going back a few pages and I had hundreds of names written down, it was really tough to kind of remember where I was at with each person, like where our relationship was at. And that just, again, that's kind of it really uses up a lot of your time. So really, really utilizing those due dates on Asana. They are amazing. Okay, again, I know it probably feels like a broken record, but really I think everything just kind of ties into each other, because when you're tracking like crazy and you're talking to that many people each day, like within a week, you're going to have that backlog of people that you're going to be able to invite to each day. So sending 5 to 10 invites is going to be like, wow, I really kind of half-assed it today, because you're just going to have so many people that you're talking to and so many people that are seeing your posts that it wouldn't make sense to not invite them. So again, each person you interact with goes into Asana with a due date of when you're going to connect with them next. And like I said, flipping through a notebook just didn't really work for me. And I'm definitely a pen to paper person, but it like just the time that I spent flipping through my book and trying to remember where I was at with each person. And then you're scribbling, you're writing notes, you're trying to like remember like little tidbits about each person so you can kind of put that in your message. And it just got to be too much. So how I invite 30 to 60 people each day is just setting a timer for like 40 minutes and go through your list of second impressions on Asana and send an invite to each person. Whether or not they've necessarily responded to each message doesn't necessarily matter, as long as they're watching my posts and watching my stories, liking and commenting. And I'm going to know, okay, they're sticking around. They haven't like unfollowed me. They're not like totally ghosted. So I'm going to feel comfortable that they're at least familiar with me, they're comfortable with me, they like me. So me sending them an invite isn't going to feel super icky to them. And I tell you what, it is so crazy how many people you can invite in so little time. And and they're all sincere. It's not like, it doesn't feel like, oh my God, this is so gross. I'm inviting all these people that, you know, I've talked to once and this is weird and blah, blah, blah. So again, just go through those second impressions, and it may take a day or two to get that backlog of people if you're kind of only doing a few messages a day. But you're going to find, I mean, I would say if you did this every day for a week, you're going to be in that flow of being able to invite that many people each day. So it's definitely worth checking out. And so how to do all of this in 2 hours or less. One thing that I really found is that making each day's task count so that you don't spend time searching the next day is so valuable. When it's just like the compound effect says. So if I didn't message 30 to 40 people today, it would probably be kind of hard to invite tomorrow, because yeah, I would have my second impressions from a few days ago, but I probably already sent them an invite. So then you're going to be stuck with, oh shoot, I only have a few people to invite to because life got in the way and I didn't send my messages. So really just finding a system that works for you, but really just trying, obviously within reason, don't kill yourself. But I think we're all here because this business is our end game. This is what we love to do. It's so much harder for us to stop working than it is for us to start. I know for me, I'm so guilty of that. So, obviously if don't kill yourself or feel awful if you don't get to your to-do list one day. But in general, for the most part, you really want to make each day's task count. And then just finding a tracking system that works for you. I know that I've really beat the dead horse on Asana because it just excites me because it's helped me so much. But obviously whatever works for you. I know that there's I think Teamzy is another one that's made specifically for coaches. So that one's really awesome. And you can even put in there, I want to be making X amount of income or be at this rank by this date. And it'll tell you, okay, you should aim to be inviting this many people each day, or, friending this many people each day or whatever. It'll kind of walk you through that. So that's another really great one to use. And also 2 hours doesn't mean that you have to sit down for 2 hours straight. I work in Power Pockets nonstop. I'm always, if I have 10 minutes and my brain doesn't need to rest and I don't need to kind of unplug for, 10 or 20 minutes, I'm sending invites, I'm sending messages, I'm coming up with content, I'm thinking about my Instagram live story that I'm going to talk about later. But also just reminding yourself to set business hours, even if you're only working for 20 minutes at a time, or if you're kind of doing it in between other things, make sure that you do have time during the day that you're completely unplugged from both coaching. If you're working another job, unplug from that, whatever it is that you can just like allow your brain to reset and be silly, laugh, like do something funny, go meet a friend, go sit with your husband or wife, go play with your pets, go play with your kids. I really find that I'm the most creative and the most productive when I've had time to rest. When I try to kill myself and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm so motivated. I'm so excited about this goal. And like, I want to hit SC 100 by the end of the day. Like, I'll go for it because I love what I do, but I lose creativity when I just like push myself like that. So really take time just to rest, and you're going to just be so much more, you're going to get so much more done in so much more little time when your brain is refreshed. And you guys, I am so guilty about this, but don't be attached to your phone. I know that I think as coaches, we look at every opportunity as something that we can kind of use to help propel our business forward. Even if that is relaxing, we're going to try to show that on our stories about like our lifestyle. And that's hard and that's tempting, and it's really hard not to do. And I'm so guilty of it, but really try to, hey guys, hey bud. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, Zane and Gus came in. I'm almost done though. Again, just really commit yourself to when you are working on your business, be present, be there, be proud, knowing that the work you're doing is going to matter and it's going to propel you forward. Even if it feels, you guys, there's going to be days where you feel like you're talking to so many people and you're going to feel like it's getting nowhere. And then all of a sudden you're going to get 2 yeses and then 4 more and then 4 more and then 4 more. And you'll look back and just say, thank God I stuck it out. And I reminded myself that what I'm doing is meaningful, and everything that I am doing is propelling me and preparing me for that next chapter. And I'm still just so hungry and eager and such a student, even 4 years in, this business just gives me so much purpose, and it's just always moving me towards that next chapter. And just, repeat that to yourself. Just always say, don't give yourself a timeline. Don't say, I have to be this by this date, otherwise this doesn't work for me. I know for me, this is my end game. I will do this every day for the rest of my life because I'm just that in love with it. So just know that what you're doing, even if it feels like right now it's, you're moving at a snail's pace, I promise you, you're not. Everything you're doing matters, and every single person you're talking to is better for being around you and interacting with you. So with that, man, I feel like I've just said so much, and I hope like a little bit of it made sense. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to look and see if there's anything in the group chat or anything like that anyone wants me to go back over, or if anyone has any questions. Woo, I did this in 30 minutes. No way. Maybe that's why I feel so like I've been talking a mile a minute. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, so I'm going to check check our page and see if anything is going on. You guys are the best. All right. Well, if no one has any questions, I think I'm going to call it a night. I believe Suzanne is speaking next week. I don't know if it'll be another Google Hangout or if she'll be going live on the page, or kind of what the plan is with that. But I'm sure whatever she has in store is going to be amazing. So thank you guys for hopping on. I will post the recording as soon as it's available. And again, if you guys have any questions or if you think of anything, just let me know. I know I kind of went through this really, really fast. So if anyone needs anything, just let me know. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.